Hello and welcome to my video, lesson 9.2, linear inequalities with two variables. So whenever you hear the word linear, you should right away think linear equations, which should make you think y equals mx plus b. So y equals mx plus b is important because this is how we graph pretty much everything with linear equalities, linear equalities, and a lot of physics and earlier math hinges on that. So m is the slope, b is the y-intercept, and so with those two pieces of information you can begin to graph things. Now slope is rise over run. Another way to say that is the change in y over the change in x. So let's get started. Oh, and we're going to use this legend here, which is not in your formula sheet. You just kind of have to memorize it to graph some of these things. So let's get started indeed. Let's use this. That's not a line. Shape. I want a line. From here to here. And another line from here to here. And now let's hope that truly this has worked. So what are we going to do? We need to find, first of all, our b value, which is our y-intercept. So that would be down here, where x is 0, y is -3. Okay, and based off of our slope, we can say that it goes up 2 and over 1. Rise of 2, run of 1. Rise of 2, run of 1, and across like that. Now this is great. I don't think that my ruler will perfectly line up with that, but it's close enough. Okay, now the question is solid line or dashed line. Now, it's going to be a dashed line because it is not an or equals to. It's just y is greater than this function. So, wow, after all that, I said all the right stuff, but it didn't do the right stuff. So it should be dashed. Okay, so there is our dashed line. And now the new part, really, is that we're going to have to shade one part of it. How do we know what to shade? Well, if it is greater than, y is greater than, in fact, I'm going to change that color because I hate that color. Absolutely hate it. Okay, there you go. It's just too dark. Anyway, so y is greater than, so that means down here y is greater than, we're going to shade above. So anytime that it's greater than, even if it's or equals to, we're going to shade above the graph. So on this side, that's above our line. So all of this stuff here is shaded. Not the most beautiful shading, but I think you all get the point. Okay, so obviously we did not shade down here. Alright, we're going to try that again. If you feel like you can do this, don't just pause the video. Okay, pause the video and try it out for yourself. Okay, so what we're going to do to draw this graph is we've got a b value of -2, so that is our y-intercept. And we have a run of positive 1/3. So it goes up by 1 and over by 3. Up by 1, over by 3, up by 1, over by 3. Down by 1, over by 3, down by 1, over by 3. So I'll just go till there. And this is again going to be a dashed line, as it is not or equals to. It's just y is less than that value. So it's just y is less than that value. So now what we can do is shade in one of the sides. Now if it's less than, we're going to shade below. Okay, so shade below when it's less than. Okay, so let's do that. It's going to look something like this. And roughly like that. Maybe I should use a different color. I'm thinking that maybe the red is too much. Like I said earlier, red is too much. There you go. So everything below the line is shaded. All right. Okay, let's look at the next one here. I'm going to actually maybe just lower it a tad. And hopefully maybe we can just lower this a little bit. Because I have a feeling like it's going to be very high. Okay, so what about this next one? We have a +4. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We have a +4. So that is our y-intercept again. And we have a slope of -1. So we're going to go down like this. Down by 1 to the right by 1. Like that. So let's change our ruler. Make a nice straight line. Something like this. Now this has or equals to. So this is going to be a solid line. Like this. Okay, and now you can see that since it's greater than, we're going to put it above the line. So this side is everything above the line. So don't think about left and right of the line, think about above and below the line. Because it is greater than, so the greater than is trying to say above. Okay, and last example, hopefully this makes some sense to you after this. We have +1, which somehow this became a red line. Maybe I can change that back. Okay, so +1 tells us that we're going to be right here for our intercept. We have a slope of -1/2, so we're going to go down by 1 and over by 2. Down by 1, over by 2, etc. I'm going to do the same going back this other direction. Okay, and we're going to make our ruler go that angle. It's not perfect, but it's going to be a solid line there. So close enough. And now we have to shade. Now it is less than or equal to. Y is less than or equal to our values. So any y value less than this line shows us that y is less than or equal to our values. Because it's literally less than our line. All right. I hope between those 4 examples and my description at the beginning that this video helped you better understand the shading for solid versus dashed and the shading below versus above the line for linear inequalities with 2 variables. Good luck!